Hey friends! So today is the start of another reading vlog. This is technically a weekly vlog. However, part of this vlog, I'm kind of resurrecting some old footage from a reading vlog. We're flashing back in time a couple months and then we will come back to the present and it's actually like a week vlog. But in this video, I am reading Tress of the Emerald Sea by Sanderson, Big Swiss by Jen Begin, and Heartless by Elsie Silver. Like I said, we will flash back a few months to when I decided to pick up Tress of the Emerald Sea. I had never picked up a Sanderson book before, but this one was just like speaking my language and really calling to me. So I decided to pick it up and read my first ever Sanderson book. First of all, can we talk about how awesome this Flamin' Hot Cheeto shirt is? My dad got it for me and I'm obsessed. Do you know what else I'm obsessed with? Tress of the Emerald Sea. Y'all, I am loving this. Who ever thought they would see the day that I would not only read a Sanderson book, but love it? This is just so good. It is so good. Basically, we're following this girl named Tress who lives on this little rock. In this world, the ocean is not filled with water, it's filled with almost sand, but it's like sand dust particles called spores that fall down from the moons in the sky. They're very deadly because if a spore gets wet or is exposed to any liquid, it like explodes. I'm definitely not explaining this amazingly, but it makes sense when you read it, okay? And basically what happens at the beginning of the book is she has a potential romance with the Duke of the Rock's son, but the Duke does not want them together because she is just like a servant girl. So he takes his whole family and leaves the island to marry his son off to someone else. And then a year later, he comes back, conveniently missing his son, who was refusing to marry anyone other than Tress. And Tress finds out that he basically sold his son to the sorceress, who was like the villain of this world, and married him off to her. So now Tress decides to go after him and save him. The premise behind this book is basically like, it's the Princess Bride, but what if Buttercup actually went after Wesley? Of any book that I've read that like claims to be like the Princess Bride, this one feels the most like it because it's being narrated by like an omnipresent, is that the term? Omnipotent? No, it's one of those. It's being told by a narrator who is like this all-knowing kind of person. I have been told that this character is someone who appears in other Sanderson books, but since this is my first one, I don't know much about him, but he seems to be like a god type of character. And he kind of appears a lot through the story as like different people, but it's so cute. It's so cute. Oh my God, we've got pirates, we've got a little talking rat character, we've got romance vibes. I'm just obsessed with it. And there's this conversation that Tress kind of has at the beginning where she's talking about how all of the other girls on the island say that they're all not like other girls. And she's like, how can all of the girls be not like other girls? And I thought that was funny. But yeah, the part that I'm at right now, she just boarded a pirate ship and she does not yet know if they are dangerous or if they're going to save and help her, but I'm really loving it. This is also the most beautiful book I've ever owned. Like the gorgeous end papers, there's stunning color, like full color artwork in here that is just amazing. I won't show too many because they are a little bit spoilery, but there's just like beautiful artwork in here. Hold on, I'll show you one more that I really love. This one right here. Oh my God, so cool. But yeah, I'm really loving the narrator, and because he like is I don't know if he's all knowing, but he knows a lot, and he'll like make little like references to like things to come, which is a storytelling technique that I really, really love. I love when you have a narrator who is telling a story that already happened, so they're aware of things that are going to happen, and they kind of drop little hints throughout of like stuff to come. And I just can't wait to see where this goes. I'm having an amazing time, and I'm so glad that I'm liking this because I paid a lot of money for this. For someone who's never read a Sanderson book, should I have paid a lot for this? Probably not, but I had a feeling that I would love it. And I knew that if I loved it, I would be sad that I didn't have this one. Does that make sense at all to anybody? Okay, so I finished Tress of the Emerald Sea, my very first Brandon Sanderson book, and I really, really liked it. I totally get the comparison to The Princess Bride. I feel like that's a very accurate comp for this book. And I also wasn't expecting, I guess I didn't fully read a synopsis of this book, but I wasn't expecting it to be so heavily about pirates. The whole plot is like a pirate seafaring journey, which I enjoyed because I love pirate fantasies. And it was like a quest fantasy, which I also really, really love. I really liked Tress as a main character, especially the emphasis on just like how ordinary she is, and the reason that she is able to like do all of the like cool things that she's able to do is just because she sort of, her view of the world is just a very like simple view, and so she sees and picks up on things that like people who are so much more experienced than her kind of overlook. And I thought that was just like a very interesting perspective. I can't remember if I said this in my last update, but I loved Huck, the talking rat character. There were also certain things that happened at the end that like I was not expecting at all, that I was very surprised by. I really liked the narrator. I really loved the world and the magic. It was super unique and interesting. And it totally had like this cozy fantasy vibe that I personally loved. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars because I will say there was like a period of time where I was just a little bit bored, and I also feel like the ending, like the big climax of the story happened and wrapped up very quickly, a little bit too quick for my liking. I like things to be a little bit more difficult, and I felt like things were just kind of easily resolving. But I mean, overall, I really, really enjoyed it. I definitely recommend it if you are a cozy fantasy person. I'm curious for you guys who have read a lot of Brandon Sanderson. I'm curious if you guys think, based on my enjoyment of this book, would I enjoy his other books? Because I was looking up reviews and almost everybody said that this is just so different from any of his other stuff. So I don't really know if there's anything else I should try. I am curious about his other books because there was a lot of different references in this book to his other books that like I could tell were like references, because the narrator is somebody who I believe has been in a lot of his other books. So the narrator knows the events of the other books and would kind of like reference like offhanded things. And there was a couple things I was very curious about or interested in. So I don't know, let me know what I should read or if you think I would like any of them. But I really, really enjoyed this, and I am super glad that I read it, and super glad that I bought that expensive edition. Being a consumerist has paid off. Okay, I got a package that I am so excited about. This is the new Brandon Sanderson book. Oh my God, it is so, it's so pretty. Hold on, let me take it out of the plastic. It's Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. Oh my God, so beautiful. Okay, I'm not gonna look through all the illustrations because like Tress, I'm sure some of them have spoilers. I do not fully know what this book is about, but I did think that this was probably a good next step for me with Brandon Sanderson because it is another standalone. It looks like it has romance vibes to it. Ooh, it is also narrated by Hoyd. What is that? Oh my God, there is something on my viewfinder on my camera that was making it look like I have a mustache. So like every time I looked up, I'm like, what was that? But it was just a little smudge on my camera. I don't actually have a mustache. Anyways, okay, this is also narrated by Hoyd. Fun. Yumi comes from a land of gardens, meditation, and spirits, while Painter lives in the world of darkness, technology, and nightmares. When their lives suddenly become intertwined in strange ways, can they put aside their differences and work together to uncover the mysteries of their situation and save each other's communities from certain disasters? I am very excited. It's giving me like K-drama vibes. I'm probably not gonna read it in this vlog. Most likely my next vlog, I will be reading this one. And I'm excited to continue my journey reading Brandon Sanderson books. Like, oh my God, look how good these look next to each other. So beautiful. Oh, I did also get one other package. It's a little bit less exciting. This one is from Bloom. And I believe it's the new Emily McIntyre romance. Yeah. This one is Crossed. This whole series is like villain retellings. So like the whole series you see on the back here, we have like Hook from Peter Pan, Scar from Lion King. Who was Wretched about? I don't remember who Wretched was. I think Twisted was Wizard of Oz. This one makes me a little bit nervous because I think it's the villain from Hunchback of Notre Dame. Frollo? Is that his name? Oh my god. He is literally the scariest Disney villain to me because he's so realistic. And his song, his villain song. Yeah, okay, it says Father Cade Frederick is a holy man brought up in the streets of Paris. He has dedicated his life to the church, but there's a monster that lingers just beneath the surface. Oh my god, this one scares me. Oh my god, I think I need to read this. This makes me incredibly nervous because the idea of Frollo and then what's her name, Esmeralda. No. I think I need to read this because it scares me. Ooh, okay, here's a picture of them. What do we think? Okay, that's it. That was my little book mail. So I've been reading Heartless by Elsie Silver. I have been rereading it because I'm making my way through the Chestnut Spring series. I did reread Flawless. Ooh. I did reread Flawless earlier in the month. Loved it. Listened to the audiobook that time because the first time that I read it, I didn't listen to the audio. So now I'm going through Heartless again, and I'm glad that I'm rereading this because I'm actually enjoying it more the second time. The first time that I read it, I did give it 4.5 stars, but there was just a couple things that I didn't love about it. However, this time, it is hitting different. This time, no notes. It is flawless. It's perfect. So, if you don't know what this is about, it is about this single father named Cade, and he has a young son, and his family is very insistent that he needs a nanny to help him out. So the heroine, actually from book 1, suggests that her best friend be hired for the position. So he agrees, and then at the beginning of the book, he's in a coffee shop, and there's this beautiful woman in line in front of him, and he's immediately like very attracted to her. And when she's getting her wallet from her purse to pay, she accidentally pulls out a pair of panties and drops them on the ground. And he bends down to pick them up for her, not realizing that it's her panties. And then they have this whole kind of like funny back and forth, and she's like, oh, keep them. And then she leaves, and he's like stunned. Well, it turns out that girl is now his nanny. And it's just so good. I think the reason why I love this book so much is because I do struggle with like the nanny trope a little bit, because sometimes it can lean too much into like the incompetent man just wants a woman to serve him and like come into his life and take care of his kids and take care of him and cook for him and do laundry and clean. And like, of course he's gonna fall in love with her. He just wants a mommy. I don't like that vibe. But what I love about Cade so much is that he's the opposite of that. He is such a caretaker, to the point where like that's one of his flaws, is that he's too much of a caretaker. He's the oldest brother in the family, and their mom died when they were young. So he kind of had to step up and be like almost a parent to his younger brothers. And he's always been that way. And then he ended up having a son very young, and his wife left him. So he's been a single dad for a long time. And he's just always had like all of this like responsibility. And that's why his family is like, dude, you need help, you need a nanny. But he is so resistant to it, to the point where like he doesn't want her to do her job. He's like, you will not cook for me, you will not do my laundry, you will, like, he does not want her to do anything because he's so bad at like letting people help him or take care of him. And then the heroine, Willa, I love her because she is a ball buster and she does not take any shit. She's like, I'm not gonna let this grumpy cowboy push me around or tell me what to do. And they're just like, they are the perfect match. And I also love his son. His son is so cute. I'm just obsessed. I'm obsessed. It is perfect. And I think I'm probably gonna give it 5 stars this time. I just love this series so much. Okay, I just got a very exciting package to me and probably nobody else. I got my Sephora package. I don't know how much I've mentioned this on here, but I have been on the quest to find like my perfect perfume. I have chronic migraines, so I'm very triggered by scents. So it's very hard for me to find a perfume that I love that also does not trigger my migraines. And I think I have found one. My mom and I went to Sephora and I smelled like a million perfumes, and of course, the one that I love is one of the most expensive perfumes that they have. For like a full-size bottle, it's $300. In my defense, this is the perfume that Rihanna wears, or she at least used to wear it. This was her signature scent, which, like, to pay $300 to smell like Rihanna, yes please. So I did get the perfume. I did not get the full size. I got the mini. Yeah, this tiny bottle is $50. The perfume is Love Don't Be Shy by Killian. And it's, oh my God, it smells, it's like offensive how good it smells. Oh my God. It just smells amazing. I think the notes are, I don't have them on hand with me, but if I remember correctly, the notes are like orange blossom, vanilla, and like toasty marshmallow or something like that. Do you like it? He's very uninterested. It just smells, oh my God, it smells so good. And now I'm like, am I Rihanna? So I just finished Heartless and I am giving it 5 stars. I'm bumping it up to 5 stars and I'm immediately Googling to find single dads who need a nanny. Do I want to take care of kids? No. Do I have any qualifications? No. But hit me up. Okay, so the reason I didn't like this, I won't give spoilers, but the reason I didn't like this, but the reason it wasn't 5 stars last time was because there's something that happens at the end that I typically don't love. However, I feel like the first time I read it, I was a little bit like blindsided by it, but this time, since I already knew it was gonna happen, I was able to appreciate it for what it was, and I actually really liked how there's no like third act breakup really, or like huge conflict that is thrown in where the characters are miscommunicating. There is a problem that they are like, okay, we just need to take a second, we need to pause, take a little break, figure out what we each want individually for ourselves, and then we'll work through it. And I just really enjoyed that. I'm like, wow, the maturity. Love to see it. In a romance book, communication, maturity, who would have thought? So 5 stars, no notes, it is perfect. And now I'm so excited to read the next 2 books. I've also been like kind of organizing my romance shelves. Like all of these shelves right here, I have not organized since I moved into this house, but I wanted to organize this shelf because this is like my favorite romances. So this is what I have so far. I'm still like playing around with it because I'm not 100% sure. Like there's some other books like the 4 Horsemen series up there that could go on this shelf. I don't know. But we have my Jennifer Hartman books, so all of my Lotus editions, all of my Still Beating editions. I have this one out because this one is my favorite cover and it has like this pretty reflective like gold foil on it. Then I have Sea of Ruin, all of my Sarah Kate books, my Grace Draven Radiance copies. This one, I love these 2. And the box has like beautiful artwork on it. Then over here, obviously my Chestnut Springs series is gonna go. So some of these books will have to be moved. Another copy of Sea of Ruin, because one of them is signed and I need to figure out what I wanna do with my other one. Born Darkly, some Chloe Lee's, a Bridgerton book. So like these are probably all gonna be moved once the Chestnut Springs series comes in here, but that's what I have so far. I don't know, I probably will play around with it some more. Like, I do have more Grace Draven books up here. I don't know, there's some that could be added to the favorites shelf. I just need to figure it out. And I was thinking maybe I would just do a whole video organizing this shelf and all of my romance books. So let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in. Good morning. I'm gonna do a taste test of my coffee because I do not have any milk right now and I haven't had time to go to the store to get any. And I needed coffee this morning. So I did 2 shots of espresso and I cannot drink straight espresso. I'm sorry, I just can't. So then I was just trying to figure out what I could add to it to make it drinkable for me. And I had whipped cream. So I put a bunch of whipped cream in it, but I didn't want to put too much because I didn't want it to be too sweet because I don't actually really like whipped cream. I just like have it in my fridge. And then I put some ice. Oh my God. Like I need the coffee. I need the caffeine, so I'm gonna drink it, but I know this is gonna taste horrible. Okay. Here we go. Oh, it's not that bad. I was about to say it's not that bad, but then it kicked. Honestly, it's not that bad. No, it's kind of bad, but like the first sip tastes good, and then I'm gonna drink it, but wow. You know what, it's not that bad. Okay, anyways, cheers. I'm gonna watch my morning episode of Love Island, and then I'm gonna do some Patreon sprints today. We're doing like a little unofficial 24-hour readathon. I'm not actually gonna read for 24 hours, but I'm just gonna spend the next 24 hours devoted to relaxing and reading and having a cozy time. I started Big Swiss. I keep putting this on my TBRs and I keep meaning to read it. And then for some reason, I'm just like not in the mood whenever I pick it up. But it is one of the last books that I have on my summer TBR that I did. And I'm really enjoying the vibes so far. It's about this woman who transcribes sex therapy sessions for this one like sex relationship guru. And he has this client that she refers to as Big Swiss, who she is like becoming very attached to, very obsessed with. I'm only that far in. I've only read the first chapter, but I'm really enjoying it so far. Especially the audiobook is really good because you actually get like the transcripts, and there are different narrators for the transcript parts, and I'm really enjoying that. I'm gonna try to read a good amount of this today, but I'm really enjoying the writing so far. It's super interesting. The main character, Greta, is like a very interesting character. I have a feeling that this is gonna be one of those like literary fiction books that I just love. So I am now 100 pages into Big Swiss and I am enjoying it. There's like things that I'm enjoying and then there's things that I'm like, this is a little boring, but I feel like it's the type of boring that like could build to something. I'm not disliking it. However, love the main character. Greta is so relatable to me right now because she has a lot of like trauma in her past, but she almost like gaslights herself and everyone else around her that it's no big deal. And I'm like, girly, I relate so much. She'll just like casually be talking about something super traumatic that happened in her past as if it's what she had for dinner yesterday. Like just no big deal. And then everyone around her is like, are you okay? And I'm like, you know what? Us trauma girlies, sometimes, you know, we just need to pretend like the things that happen to us, we're not that crazy. I will say I'm liking the transcript parts of the book more than the narrative part of it. As much as I do love Greta as a main character, there's not really much plot going on, so I just prefer the transcripts as of right now to the rest of it, but it's still intriguing. These transcript sessions, it's not just with the Big Swiss woman, you're getting transcripts from a bunch of other people. And what's interesting is that she lives in like a small area, so she will keep running into people who she like recognizes their voice on these transcripts, because like everyone in this town goes to see this sex therapist. So she'll just be like at a coffee shop and she'll hear someone order their coffee and she'll be like, oh, that's the guy that's having an affair with his sister-in-law. And she like knows all of these things about them even though she doesn't know them. So it's like a little bit uncomfortable where she just like will see a stranger and she's like, I know all these intimate details about your life. But the transcripts with Big Swiss are very intense because she's going to the sex therapist because she can't have an orgasm, but they're unpacking a lot of her past trauma, and she was very brutally attacked, and she's just like very drawn to this woman and the way that this woman also talks about her own trauma in a way that's like, it wasn't a big deal when it really kind of was. So I am still on sprints, and I'm going to keep reading. For a book that does not have a plot, it is going very quickly. I'm really enjoying the writing, so I'm excited to continue. I got this new ottoman for this like corner of my living room. This corner, honestly, I don't love because just the way that the window is, it's always super dark over here. I am gonna get like a floor lamp to put back here to like brighten up the area, but the chair needed an ottoman and this is what I have right now. I don't know, I kind of like it. I like to have colorful things. All of the ones that I was finding, I just was not like super into, but I kind of like this. I want to get like a circle rug for this area, some pillows, the lamp, and then I think this will be like a little cute little reading spot. But like if you look up close, like the ottoman is really cute. I mean, I really like this. It's just, do I want to keep it here? Or I could take it upstairs into my office, because I also have like, oh, hello. I also have a reading chair upstairs that could have an ottoman in front of it. I don't know, I'm gonna live with it like this for a little bit and see if I like it here. I've now finished Big Swiss. I feel like I've been all over the place with my thoughts on this book because I'm ending up giving it 3 stars. There was a lot here that could have been good. I was at a certain point where I was like, this could either be 3 stars or it could be 5 stars. I'm either really, really gonna love it or it's just gonna be fine. I loved the main character. She was super interesting. I loved the transcript parts of the book. It didn't really ever go anywhere. It feels like that one TikTok that's like, are you hungry? For nothing. I kept waiting for it to give something, it gave nothing. I mean, I would probably read another book by this author because there were parts of it like that I was really loving and really enjoying. Ultimately, it just didn't work for me the way that I really wanted it to. So unfortunately, it is a 3-star. I think that is where we're gonna end this vlog. My next vlog, actually I don't know if it's the next vlog you guys will see, but the next vlog that I will be filming is definitely gonna be me reading Yumi, because this is all I want to read right now. It's just sitting there taunting me, speaking to me. I want to read it so badly. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and consider checking out my Patreon where I post tons of exclusive content. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!